What is going on, guys? We are live. Hope you're all doing amazing. Just coming at you today for this Thursday's live call inside of the A1 Elite community and part of the 14-day challenge. So today I'm going to talk about the power of consistency and really why it is the probably number one most important thing when it comes to getting results in your health and fitness journey. Okay, because it's great that you've decided to, come into this 14-day challenge or to join this Facebook group and start hearing about different ways to achieve your goals, different ways to increase your energy, to lose weight, to build muscle. But all of these things that I talk about, unless they are done consistently, you're not going to get the results. Okay, so really think about that for a minute, right? Let's even look back at when you might have tried something before and you haven't got the results that you achieved. Were you consistent in it? For myself, I used to do it all the time. I really wasn't consistent with anything. Okay, I would just, dip in and out of things and then wonder why I didn't get the actual results. It was crazy. So when I really learned how consistency is so important and why it's so important, it completely changed the way I look at things. And don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean I'm absolutely perfect all the time. I definitely sort of struggle with consistency sometimes. I'm not perfect. All right. But getting super self-aware of when you're not remaining consistent with it and maybe finding out the reasons why you're not staying consistent and making that time less is really, really important so that you can get back on track and get back to your goals. So embarking on a health and fitness journey, as I already mentioned, is a great decision that can obviously massively improve not just your sort of personal, present health, but actually your future health and your overall quality of life. All right. At the end of the day, that's why anyone starts a health and fitness journey. If you're not happy with where you're at now and you want to have a better quality of life now and in the future, you most likely decide to start taking care of your health. But achieving these lasting results requires more than just enthusiasm or sporadic efforts, like I previously mentioned. So consistency plays a massive role in actually reaching and maintaining your health and fitness goals, team. Okay, really, really important. It involves making positive changes consistently day in and day out. All right, which is why I speak about, simple foundational principles around exercise and nutrition rather than this one particular thing that maybe you just focus on that is too hard to actually remain consistent with over time. All right, so small significant changes, when they are done consistently, they lead to significant progress and real long-term success. So consistency forms the foundation for all health and fitness achievements. So by sticking to a consistent routine, you establish healthy habits that then become a part of your daily life, which is the goal that we're all aiming for. Okay, the goal is to establish as many healthy habits as you possibly can so you can eliminate all the bad ones. Okay, maybe not all. Obviously, you're going to still keep some, like we're all human. We're going to have certain things that we know are not necessarily healthy habits, but we might do every now and then. And that's okay. All right, as long as the sort of overall 80-20 rule applies, where 80% of the stuff that you're doing for yourself is actually moving you towards, having that overall much better quality of life, and the 20% not so much, that's okay. So whether it's regular exercise, whether it's a balanced diet, or it's prioritizing rest, they're the three most important things. Consistency ensures these behaviors become second nature rather than occasional indulgences. Okay, so you can't just decide that 1 week you're going to just eat regularly, eat more healthily, and then 1 week do it, and then just forget about it again in order to improve your quality of life. That's not going to happen. It needs to be done consistently. Same with exercise, all right? Which is why challenges are good to start, but they're not a good long-term goal, which is why I offer next steps after the challenge if anyone wants to continue getting the results that they're looking for. Because at the end of the day, it can be very hard to sort of continue with these things on our own. So consistency ensures that these behaviors become second nature, and it also creates discipline and structure that support your long-term well-being. Okay. Now, as much as people sort of, move away when they hear about discipline and structure, like these can be good things, because just because things have structure doesn't mean that, you can't go outside the boxes a little bit. Like think of them like guardrails when you're bowling. Okay. You're still going to get there, but you just sort of have some things in the way to like keep you on track. So that's the structure that you should be going for. So in terms of physical fitness, consistency also allows for gradual progress. Okay, so your body adapts and improves over time in response to this regular activity. Okay, so consistently adding a little bit more weight, adding a couple more reps, adding some better range when you're doing your exercise is the way to actually progress, not just going from one extreme to another, doing that for a couple of weeks, burning yourself out, and then going back to zero again. So by consistently challenging your muscles, your cardiovascular system, aka your heart, and challenging your flexibility, you'll actually stimulate growth and development. So each workout builds upon the previous one, which is what you want, which is then obviously builds up your strength, builds up your endurance, and improves your agility, flexibility, and mobility. So on the other hand, like I previously mentioned, when you're actually inconsistent with these things, they actually will only get you limited results. And this is what I used to do, because your body doesn't actually have the opportunity to adapt and improve effectively, because it's gone from one extreme to another, burnt out, hasn't had a chance to recover, and then you get so tired and so burnt out you end up back down to zero, and you end up starting over and over again, rather than just one step at a time, little steps, to actually get really, really effective progress. So staying consistent in your health and fitness journey then, guys, actually promotes mental and emotional well-being even better. Because again, imagine the emotional well-being and the mental like anxiety that you would have from, okay, say you're going to eat eat more healthily one week, or you're going to exercise, better one week. You do it for, again, going 0 to 100 for a week. And then that's great. You feel amazing throughout, but then all of a sudden you stop because it gets too hard, or maybe you injure yourself, and then you come all the way back down to zero. Can you imagine how much effect that would have on your mental well-being when you knew that you were there, but you overdid it, and then you just went back down to zero? All right, massive. Okay, really, really big. All right, so touch wood, I've never been majorly injured because I've really, really focused on gradually progressing with stuff rather than going from 0 to 100 and, as I say, injuring myself or burning myself out. So when the good thing is obviously exercise, when you do it regularly, it releases endorphins, which is basically the natural mood boosters. Because again, if you go from 0 to 100, you'll get those endorphin release while you're doing the exercise in those couple of days or weeks, but then you won't get it when you go back, which is why when you maybe try an exercise, program, and you see the results during it, that's great. But when you stop, you're like, you don't really have the motivation to do it anymore. And that's why it's very, very hard to get back on. Okay. So you got to make it super easy for yourself by gradually doing some form of exercise that actually releases those endorphins so you can keep your energy and you can keep your mood high. All right. And these obviously help eliminate the stress, the anxiety, and depression, which is why obviously it's not scientifically proven, but a lot of people that, deal with stress, anxiety, and depression, ask them, do they exercise regularly? Ask them, do they eat healthily? Ask them, do they sleep, have a good sleep consistently? And most likely the answer is going to be no. And I can say that because I used to be there as well. So by engaging in regular physical activity, you actually create this sustainable mechanism for managing your mental health as well. Like I remember, like my mental health when I wasn't exercising and wasn't taking care of myself was so low. All right. Literally those three things, stress, anxiety, and depression, were so big. All right. I wasn't confident. I wasn't, I just wasn't confident at all. I wasn't happy in myself. I didn't talk to myself in a nice way until I started making all these gradual changes and actually started, improving my mood gradually over time by doing the exercise, by eating better foods. Did I start really sort of talking to myself better? My anxiety started to go away. The bouts of depression started to go away, and the stress started to move away as well. So consistency then helps you establish this positive feedback loop. All right. And once you get that, exercise becomes a reliable outlet then for the stress and the mental clarity. So I've talked about the self-discipline and but also the consistency also nurtures resilience. Okay. So it teaches you the value of commitment and perseverance, which is really, really important when it comes to starting anything new and really just sticking with it. Okay. Because nothing is going to come from just doing something for a short term. You have to be like in the game for a long term in order to get the real results. And I've literally figured that out so much more in business, but it definitely applies here for health and fitness as well, because you can't only be thinking, if you're just looking at the sort of overall small goal of say, just lose 5 kilos in like a couple of weeks, or maybe just, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, that's great to have as a short-term goal, but you should also be thinking about the long-term side of things as well. And really, the quicker that you can get implementing the stuff that is going to get you the long-term results, the short-term results will just come, no problem. All right. So the quicker you have principles around, proper rest, proper eating, proper exercise, all right, all those three things at a minimal, all right, the quicker you can get those three things locked in as consistently as possible, they're obviously, yes, going to improve your overall quality of life and get you the long-term results, but then you will start seeing the short-term results a lot sooner, okay, which is win-win. So, and of course, there's going to be times, guys, when, your motivation goes down, you don't want to do it. There's plenty of other life demands, I'm sure that you all have, that become overwhelming. But the good thing is when consistency shines brightest, when it shines brightest during these challenging moments, it makes it even easier, and it makes your resilience go up. It makes the feelings of overwhelmness start to go away, because you're actually expanding yourself. All right. You're expanding your like mental, I don't know exactly what the word is, but think about it like, you're extending an elastic band. Okay. So every time that, you're exercising and you're improving your, self-discipline, you're improving your resilience, you're getting consistent with everything, you're able to just like, improve the stretchiness, let's just say, of the elastic band, so that you don't break, but rather you just snap back. All right. And then it just obviously gets a lot easier over time. So by staying committed to your health and fitness goals, even in the, face of setbacks, you actually really, really cultivate this resilience and develop the ability to push through obstacles even more. Okay. Which is why you might find that, when you don't exercise, that you might find out everything really hard. Like small things that may not be small to you before or to other people might be really, really big things to you. All right. And again, that's because you haven't cultivated the resilience, you haven't cultivated the self-discipline from being consistent with the basic stuff. Again, eating healthier, exercising regularly, or moving your body regularly, and sleep, and getting good quality sleep. So consistency empowers you to adapt, it empowers you to adjust and find alternative solutions to stay on track towards your desired outcomes. And then lastly, consistency allows you to maintain the progress that you've made, which is obviously what we all want. All right. Because health and fitness should be a lifelong journey. All right. Not a temporary fix, and which is exactly the way I teach it in all of my programs inside of A1 Fitness. So by staying consistent, you avoid yo-yoing between these extremes or restrictive diets and detoxes every couple of weeks. And you actually prevent then the loss of progress due to the inactivity or healthy habits that you probably find yourself going back to when you do these restrictive diets and get the results, and then go all the way back. And then all of a sudden, you're back to where you once were. So with consistency of the regular stuff that I just mentioned, this doesn't happen, which is why consistency is consistency is the number one thing, and why it's so important when it comes to a health and fitness journey. So consistency helps you to establish a sustainable lifestyle where the healthy choices become a natural part of your everyday routine as well. And once that happens, guys, I'm telling you, it is absolutely freaking amazing. So to finish, consistency is the number one thing when it comes to getting results in your health and fitness, and just health and fitness journey in general. Okay. It lays the groundwork for your achievements. It enables you to establish healthy habits. And it then obviously, which means you will achieve gradual progress and you will enhance your mental well-being. So you develop your self-discipline by doing that, and you then maintain your lasting results. So embrace consistency as a guiding principle. All right. Once I started to do that, everything changed. Okay. And once you do that, you'll unlock then the full potential of your health and fitness journey, experiencing amazing, amazing benefits like that you can just never even think of. Okay. So if there's like something that you think is a real sort of far away goal right now, when you get consistency on the basics in your health and fitness journey, they just open up a hell of a lot more. So that is it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed that one, team. All right. So we spoke on consistency and why it's so important. So if consistency is something that you're struggling with inside of your fitness journey, this is why I've started the 14-day challenge. All right. This is why I do it, because it helps you get to actually start getting consistent. Okay. Because for a lot of us, it's really, really hard. But once you get on and you make the decision and you start becoming consistent with the exercise and the cardio activities that I have inside of the app that you get when you join the free 14-day challenge, you will start seeing the results, both mentally and physically. And then, of course, from the two-week challenge, we can talk at the time when you're finished, if there's anything else that you need help with, and we can talk about that from there. So if the consistency is something that you're struggling with, guys, you've tried things in the past, you haven't seen the results, come into my free challenge. All right. If you're watching this inside of the Facebook group, the A1 Elite community, come into the challenge. Just hit me a message. Let me know where you're based, what you've done before, and I can accept you into the challenge. No worries. If you feel like you're looking for something more, I also offer other programs as well. I have one-to-one transformation coaching. If you're looking to, 10x your energy and confidence and lose up to 10 kilos in the next 12 weeks, I have that available as well, where we can work one-to-one together and literally just give you everything that you need in order to get you to those goals. Okay. And so many other options. So if that's something you're interested in, guys, as I say, just send me a DM, whether it's joining the 14-day challenge, whether it's coming in and experiencing my one-to-one coaching to get you the results that you need long-term in your health and fitness. Hit me up by DM. More than happy to have a chat and see if I can help you. So that's it for today's video, guys. If you're watching this and you're inside of the 14-day challenge, stay consistent with everything that you have inside of the app, like we just spoke about, talking about consistency. And I'll reach out to you in a couple of days as you come to the end of your 14-day challenge. And we can just have a chat, see where you're at, see how you're feeling, and go from there. So reach out if you have any questions. I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon in the next video. Take it easy. Bye.